Today, even as machines have replaced most of their ancient roles, the image of the camel remains deeply etched in the human spirit. In many regions, they are still raised as symbols of culture, celebrated in festivals, races, and in timeless folktales passed from generation to generation. For those who have crossed the desert, the sound of a camel's footsteps blending with the wind is the sound of faith. Faith that no matter how far the road stretches, no matter how harsh the sun burns, steadfast steps will always lead to peace. Because the camel is not just a creature of nature, it is a living symbol of endurance beyond limits. Amid desolation, it continues to walk, silent, steady, unwavering, reminding us that as long as we hold on to faith and perseverance, we too can cross every desert in our lives. Gorillas are divided into two main species, lowland gorillas and mountain gorillas. The latter, the most famous, inhabit high-altitude regions above 2,000 meters, where the air is cool and damp, and mist blankets the forest year-round. Their diet consists mainly of leaves, shoots, wild fruits, and roots, consuming up to 30 kilograms of vegetation each day to sustain their massive bodies. At dawn, when sunlight first filters through the canopy, the troop begins its slow movement through the forest. They quietly pick leaves, rest, and play together. As night falls, each gorilla builds its own nest from branches and leaves, soft forest beds nestled within the vast greenery. What makes gorillas truly remarkable is not their physical strength but their calmness and intelligence. They remember the locations of fruit trees, understand the unique calls of their companions, and express emotion through their eyes. In those deep, soulful eyes lies wisdom and serenity, a kind of power born not from aggression, but from understanding and harmony with nature. Thus, among all the creatures that struggle for survival, the gorilla has chosen a quieter way, to live in rhythm with the forest. And perhaps it is that tranquility that makes it an eternal symbol of strength paired with compassion, the true gentle giant of Africa's rainforests. Amid the tranquil green forest, where the morning sun barely filters through the dense canopy, a soft cry breaks the silence, a newborn gorilla. The mother carries her baby for about 8.5 months, nearly the same as a human pregnancy, and usually gives birth to a single infant. From the moment it is born, the baby is held tightly in her warm embrace, carried everywhere as if it were an inseparable part of her. The mother devotes nearly all her time to her child, shielding it from the rain, brushing away insects, and soothing it with gentle, low murmurs. At around 3 months old, the young gorilla begins to grow curious about the world around it. It touches dew-covered leaves, crawls along the mossy ground, and clumsily tries to stand upright for the first time. When it falls, the mother patiently lifts it back up, watching closely as it learns to balance. The entire troop keeps a quiet eye on them. Other females take turns to guard, groom, and comfort the little one, like the gentle aunts of the ancient forest. From the age of 6 months, young gorillas begin to climb, play, and form friendships with other youngsters in the troop. Yet, despite their growing confidence, they never stray far from their mothers. At the first distant roar of a predator, the infant darts back, burying itself into the safety of its mother's arms, the most secure place in the vast wilderness. By the age of 3 or 4, the young gorilla starts to live more independently, foraging for leaves and fruit, and building its own small nest to sleep in. Still, each night, it returns to its mother's side, curling up beside her as if not yet ready to leave the comfort of her embrace. From those early years, the young gorilla learns its first lesson about life. True strength is not found only in the arms and muscles, but in love, compassion, and the protection of family. In the world of gorillas, family is everything. It is not only a place of shelter, but the foundation that nurtures character, order, and harmony within the troop. Each group typically consists of 5 to 30 individuals, led by a dominant silverback male, the embodiment of authority and responsibility. With his steady posture, a streak of silver running down his back, and calm, watchful eyes, the silverback stands as both a leader and a shield for his family. He rules not through violence, but through composure and wisdom, When conflicts arise, a single deep rumble from him is enough to restore silence. During travel, he always takes the center position, ensuring the safety of females and young ones. And when danger approaches, he is the first to rise, beating his chest, roaring to warn intruders, yet he rarely resorts to real combat. For gorillas, strength exists not to dominate, but to protect. Among gorillas, the females are the heart of unity. They care for the young, share food, and teach each other how to choose leaves and find fruit. Deep in the forest, they communicate through soft grunts, gentle gestures, and eye contact, a language woven from emotion and trust. Young gorillas grow up in that harmony, learning early the importance of cooperation. They play together, practice climbing, and learn to respect the role of every member in the group. At night, as darkness blankets the forest, the troop weaves nests of leaves and branches, settling down side by side. The infants curl up next to their mothers, while the silverback sits nearby, listening carefully to every sound that stirs in the jungle. The scene radiates a quiet warmth, a sense of home amid the wild. For gorillas, family is more than survival. It is where they learn to live with kindness, to protect one another, and to find peace without fear or violence. And so, deep within the forest, where rain and wind never cease, gorillas stand as symbols of kinship and strength, proof that true power is born from connection, compassion, and the simple act of belonging. If strength is what makes gorillas revered, then emotion and intelligence are what truly move us when we look into their eyes. Gorillas do not rely solely on chest beating or roars to assert their dominance. They possess a language of their own. One that is subtle, expressive, and astonishingly full of feeling. They communicate through eye contact, gestures, sounds, and facial expressions. A short snort may signal warning. A low rumble expresses contentment. When seeking reconciliation, they reach out gently, bow their heads, or softly stroke a companion. Every movement carries meaning. Every sound holds emotion. A silent language that only patience and empathy can decipher. Scientists have observed that gorillas can remember human faces, distinguishing between friend and threat. They learn quickly, using tools, opening locks, and even understanding abstract symbols. Within their quiet intelligence lies something deeply familiar, a reflection of our own humanity, shaped by empathy, memory, and the desire to connect. One of the most touching examples of gorilla intelligence and emotion is Coco, the female gorilla who was taught sign language in the United States. She understood more than 1,000 signs and could express concepts like sad, love, and remember. When her pet kitten passed away, Coco signed the word sad and shed tears, a moment that silenced the world. For in her eyes, people saw a reflection of themselves. In the wild, gorillas do not speak, but they listen. They do not fight for dominance or destroy without reason. Instead, they live through gestures, glances, and quiet understanding. It is a kind of intelligence that transcends instinct, one born from empathy and kindness. Amid the vast wilderness, where survival often belongs to the strong, gorillas have chosen a different path: to understand, to protect, and to live in harmony. And perhaps that is why they have become symbols of emotion and natural wisdom, mirrors through which humanity glimpses its own gentlest, truest self. Tran nung suan nui Virunga fu mei trang. Ki bin min len. An sang mong man chu qua lop suang. Soi ro dang hin mo ki dot lung bak dang ngoi lang jua rung. An mat no tram te. Doi vai fu suang. Dang ngoi nu mo bak hin triet jua thin nien. Uy gi ma bin yen. The nung. Fia salve tin lang I la mo cao choyan guan. Trong nu thap ki. Ki dot tung dung ben bo tuyet chung. San ban. Mat rung. Dik ben va chien tran da kien sa luang kua chung jiam man. Ko thoi diem. Tone the joy kai con shua toi 700 ka the ki dot nui. Nung khu rung ram tung la mai na ne bai tan fa. Va nung. Ga kong lo hin lan. Phi doi mat boy gai ko bien mat bin veen. The nung. Kung chin trong gi don tam toi nyat I. Con noi da bat do thuk tin. Hang lok duen bao tun duok trian kai. Tu Rwanda. Congo den Uganda. Nung kiem lam beam. Na koa hok va noi dan ban dia da kung nha ujin giu tung vung rung. Tung ka the key dot. No du. Den ne. Saluang ki dot nui da vuo hun 1.000 kong. Mo con sa no bei nung mang wania talon. Thien nien ko the hoi sin noi con noi bia dung lai ba bao bei. Nge ne. Hin en ki dot kong kai la biu tuong kua rung jia chow fi. Ma con la biu tuong kua wa bin ba long nyan ai. Chung de con noi hu rang. Suk man kong nam o bao lu. Ma o su thou hu. Chien thang kong fi la quat fuck. Ma la biat chung song. Jua the joy de bien dong. Ki dot niok ta no ve jia tri kua su diem tin. Rangu doi mat boy hin gai. Kai kan con yu thuong. Con don ket. Ti su song ben se tim duok duong di. Va ki nin vao doi mat kua ga kong lo hin lan ai. Ta nu nghe duok loi nyan gui tu dai non. Wa bin kong kai la du ta tim kiem. Ma la du ta fi jin giu mwa enge.